Hey guys, for this episode, I want you to think of a money issue you have and get ready to tap it out with a powerful combination of leading edge law of attraction concepts and faster EFT tapping. And remember, if you're driving, don't close your eyes when I tell you to close your eyes, and only tap if you can do it and drive safely. But also do it when you get home and you can relax and really get into it. All right, here we go.
What's the biggest obstacle to getting what we want? Limiting beliefs and expectations created by our past experiences. These limits create a subconscious attraction of what we don't want and block what we do want. But we can turn it all around with a powerful tapping tool called FasterEFT and leading-edge law of attraction principles. In this podcast, life coach markwshihadeh explores both of these subjects with guests, as well as performs tapping demonstrations and sessions. Listen in and see for yourself how it all works. Welcome to the Tap It Out podcast.
Hey guys, so this is going to be a guided tapping on money issues. But before we just dive in and start tapping, I want to talk about a few things that just need to be said about money. So first of all, whenever I work on money issues with my clients, it always points to deeper issues. Things like experiencing parents struggling with money or worthiness issues. Like, do I deserve to have money flow abundantly to me? Things like that. So it's an opportunity to do some good work and healing. All right. So everybody listening, try something with me. Take a deep breath and close your eyes. Think about how much money you have now or how much you're bringing in and let it bother you or any other aspect of money that bothers you. All right. Go ahead. Got it? Okay, so I want you to notice how it bothers you. You may start feeling anxious or stressed. You may feel like a knot in your stomach or a tightening in your chest. Okay, open your eyes, shake it off, come back to this reality and just let it go. I want to briefly talk about that stress response that you just experienced. It's also called the fight or flight response. So you've heard of this. You're walking through the woods and you encounter a bear. So when this happens, the limbic system responds. The amygdala sends a message to the hypothalamus, which sends messages using the autonomic nervous system to the adrenal glands, which will release hormones like adrenaline and the stress hormone cortisol. So these hormones cause your heart rate, breathing, and blood pressure to go up, and blood flows to your muscles so that you can respond fast, things like that. So you want to run, right? So I want to make 2 points here. The first point is that when you have stress about money, such as let's say you feel your boss doesn't value your work and doesn't pay you enough. So day after day, you go into work with these feelings and they have built up over months. This causes chronic stress. So chronic stress has the same responses in your body as the fight or flight response. It's just not as strong. But the chronic nature and accumulation effects of the stress response are very unhealthy. It's like a motor that is just idling day in and day out, which will continually release hormones that cause anxiety and depression, which can lead to mental illness and causes blood pressure to go up, and you risk heart attacks or strokes. And they also cause you to gain weight because your body stores more fat and your appetite increases. So point 1 is that chronic stressing over money is very bad for your health. Okay, the second point is this. So that furry thing that you thought was a bear was actually your friend in a bear costume playing a trick on you. So the fight or flight response of your body was not reacting to a real bear. It was responding to perception. So Robert Smith of FasterEFT says that stress is your body's reaction to perception. So back to the example of how you feel your boss doesn't value your work and doesn't pay you enough. Let's say you get so fed up that one day you just quit. You had enough. And let's say you were having a very hard time getting another job and you were unemployed for over a year. So then let's say you found out you had a serious medical condition it just turns out you really could use the money and the healthcare that your previous job provided. And I know that's a, pretty extreme and dire example, but I'm using it to point out that in the light of having a serious medical condition, your perception of the job you quit would most likely change. You probably will find a new appreciation for that job that you quit. So point 2 is your money stress is your body's response to perception. It's not the situation doing it to you. It's your perception doing it to you. Now, I also think it's important to make another point about money. So here's another example. Let's say a young man grows up in a poor family and he sees how it affected his parents who argued and how he wasn't able to dress as nice as the kids in school. And he starts to link not having money with these unhappy situations. So he then links money to happiness. So then he decides he will do anything and everything to be rich and quote unquote successful. And he decides to become a lawyer. And 15, 20 years later, he acquires some wealth. And then after a while, what he discovers is he still has this emptiness, this chip on his shoulder, this unfulfilled feeling. And to top it all, he hates being a lawyer. He didn't choose that career because it was his passion. He chose it to become rich. So he realizes that money does not fill the void that he never learned to fill within himself. He tried to fill it without himself, literally and figuratively. So you can find so many examples of people who have made a lot of money and thought it would make them happy, and they realized that it did not. So the third point is money does not make you happy. Money will not make you happy. Say it with me. Money does not make you happy. Now, if we learn how to make ourselves happy from within, then having a lot of money is great. It's satisfying. It's fun. And what we want to do is find something that we're passionate about that's going to provide value for others. Now, that is true fulfillment. And that's, in my estimation, the best way to make money. Okay, so the last part of this money discussion, I want to talk about money from a leading edge law of attraction perspective. And this could be a whole podcast in itself, but I'll keep it really short. So my definition of the law of attraction is that we get what we think about, expect, and believe. So if you're coming to this podcast from a place of high stress or a big determination and urgency to solve this money problem and have money just flowing in like crazy, well, this attitude or approach will likely have the opposite effect of what you want. You're probably going to be doing more blocking than attracting of money. And it's likely that that's what's happening in your situation now. So here's why. From a stance of worrying, efforting, grinding, and trying hard to make money, because of the law of attraction, the message you're sending out is not enoughness, lack of money, stress, and anxiety about money. And guess what you will attract more of? Not enoughness, lack of money, more situations to stress and be anxious about money. So in your approach to money, you want to be easy. You want to be okay with where you are. You want to soothe yourself about money. So our work, while tapping on the money, is to achieve that ease and lightness so that money can be allowed in instead of efforted in. All right, we're ready. So let's get to the guided tapping part. And if you don't know how to tap on yourself, go take a listen to episode 4 of my podcast called How to Tap on Yourself FasterEFT Style before you continue on here. All right. So now I want you to think of a current money issue that you're having. Maybe it's that feeling you have anytime you get a bill and you have to pay it. Maybe every time you spend money, you feel like you're running out. And maybe it worries you or you feel guilty for spending too much money. Maybe you feel like money you have going out is just far more than the money you have coming in. Or maybe there's something that you want, but you feel you just can't afford it, or you just don't know how you're going to get the money to pay for it. So whatever it is, just think about it. Let it really bother you for the last time. Go ahead. Okay, now do whatever you need to do to make it even stronger. The stronger you make it, the more we can tap it out. I'll help you out a little bit. Whatever problem you're thinking of, imagine it got 100 times worse. All right, go ahead. Got it? Okay, so notice how strong it is from 0 to 10. And notice how you know it bothers you. Now, we're going to tap, and I want you to change your focus from whatever's bothering you to feeling your fingertips on your skin. This breaks the trance. All right, so take 2 fingers, tap between your eyebrows, and say, I'm eliminating all sadnesses, fears, emotional traumas. Now, the side of your eye, all angers, resentments, guilts. Under the eye, I release and let go all judgments, abandonments, betrayals. Collarbone, helpless feelings, hopeless feelings, feelings of no control, rejections, frustrations, all the limiting things mom or dad said about money, all those money issues growing up, watching my parents struggling with money, all the times I felt tight with money, all the times I was broke, all those times I felt like I didn't have enough money, and everything else. I let it all go, and as I do that, my whole world changes. All right, grab your wrist, take a deep breath, blow it out, and say peace. Okay, now I want you to go to a happy memory. Something that just made you feel peaceful or proud or loved, like the first time you held your baby, or think about a pet that you just love, or being in a beautiful nature setting and feeling the warmth of the sun on your body. Step into that happy memory and just notice everything that makes it so awesome. Take your time and really be there. Now, I want you to take that good feeling and send it to you having the money issues. Send it like a powerful light beam of good feelings, and notice that whatever you were experiencing starts to dissipate. Like just zap it, lightly zap it. That's right. The images start to fade and change. The bad feelings begin to lessen. Now send that light beam to whomever is there with you and allow everything to change for the better. Remember, whatever money problem was bothering you, you're not experiencing it at this moment. You're right here listening to me. You're just recreating it in your mind. And since you're recreating it, you can think of it in any way you want. You are in control now, not that money problem that might have consumed you and affected your health. Okay, now check in again and notice what's still bothering you. Now rate it 0 to 10 and tap and repeat along with me. This time, just move to the next tapping point whenever it feels right. So just start tapping and say, this feeling, this problem that I'm creating, it's blocking the money I want to flow. I can let it go. It's not the money issue that's doing it to me. I'm doing it to me. I forgive myself and let it all go now. All right, grab your wrist, take a deep breath, and say peace. Now, just go back and notice what's left. Got it? Okay, tap again and say, whatever's left, all the memories that support it, whatever I'm making it mean, whatever I experienced, all the feelings, all the sensations, I can put it down for now. I can always pick it back up and worry about it tomorrow. Or not. I let it all go. All right, grab your wrist, take a deep breath, and say peace. All right, let's check in again. I'll wait. Now notice that maybe it doesn't bother you as much. Just allow it to all change for the better. And if you're not there yet, no problem, you'll get there. So let's go into that happy memory again. Step into it, really feel good, and gently zap whatever's left that is still bothering you with that powerful light beam of positivity and a feeling that everything is going to be just fine. All right, check in again. I'll wait. And if it's not 0 yet, tap with me and say, I release and let it go. It's safe to let it all go. Worrying about it won't make it go away, but it will give me gray hair. And it will repel money from me. I like the idea of being gray and broke. No, I don't. I let it all go. All right, now I want you to think of a song that just makes you feel good, like your favorite song. Got it? Okay, and I want you to sing the best part of that song. So if you're alone, just sing it loud. Go ahead. Okay, so now check into the problem again. And at this point, your number should be pretty low. But if it's not, no problem. Just pause this podcast, do another round of tapping, and just say, whatever's left. I release and let it go. I let it all go. Just let it go. It's safe to let it all go now. Grab your wrist, take a deep breath, and say peace. So do these rounds until it's a 0 and come back and finish this podcast. Okay, now that we let go of what you don't want, let's tap in what you do want. We now have room for it. So that's the problem with the old way of doing positive affirmations. People will try to repeat the same affirmations to themselves over and over again without first clearing the negative feelings and associations. That's why it often didn't work, and that's why FasterEFT is just such a powerful tool. All right, so now tap with me now and say this. I can feel relaxed and easy about money. I don't have to figure it all out. I don't have to know how to make it happen. That's not even my job. My only job is to let go and trust. I can practice doing that. It feels lighter, better. It feels like relief. All right, grab your wrist, take a deep breath, and say peace. All right, start again with me. Tap and say, I like the feeling of abundance. I like the feeling of trusting and letting go. I'll look for signs of money flowing in, no matter how small. I like feeling that it will all work out. I like knowing that I don't have to make it happen. All right, grab your wrist, take a deep breath, and say peace. Okay, last round. Tap with me and say, I can feel abundant before I see any physical proof. Practicing this feeling is how I will attract it. I can feel good regardless of my circumstances. This is how I will improve my situation. I am worthy of feeling good. I deserve to feel good. It's my birthright to feel good. And as I feel good and let go, money can start to flow to me and it feels great. All right, grab your wrist, take a deep breath, and say peace. All right, so notice that when we're tapping in the positive, we didn't get too specific about money. That's because it's likely that when we get specific about money, we activate our anxiety and attachment to it, and that just keeps it away. This is high-level law of attraction tapping we got going on here. This approach is the fastest way to attract money to us. And it seems like a paradox, right? By not making it about money, we can allow the money to flow in. All right, so I hope you were able to tap out some limiting money programs and tap in some feelings of ease, lightness, and trust. And I recommend you write down all your memories and experiences that you can think of that gave you negative money programs, and play back the tapping part of this episode and do the tapping for each one of those memories or experiences. Also, if you're interested in taking it further in a one-on-one session, contact me through the Tap It Out Facebook group. Together, we'll go through the memories and experiences in your life, that subconsciously support your money issues and patterns, and we'll tap them out. We'll also go through your limiting beliefs about money and flip them to positive beliefs and expectations. All right. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Please share this with anyone you think can use it. Also, please subscribe and come join a great community of FasterEFT tappers and Law of Attraction peeps at my Tap It Out Facebook group. Just go to facebook.com/groups/Tap It Out, or search Tap It Out in Facebook and find the group. All right. I'm looking forward to meeting you. Thanks. And I'll talk to you next time.
Thanks for joining us on the Tap It Out podcast with Mark Shihadeh. We hope you enjoyed it. Catch you next time.